We've all worked at places where we kind of looked up in the sky and thought, why did I work here? I get to share with you some 2 very interesting work experiences that I've had throughout my career. All right, here we go. Back when I graduated high school and moved to college where my sister was at, I tried to get a job at the place that she worked off campus. My sister worked at a server boat restaurant. People would have a really nice fine dining restaurant on Lake Tanicomo as the boat went around on the lake. Sounds pretty exciting and fun, right? At least that's what I thought so, and that's why I applied. But as they're interviewing me, they asked me if I'd be willing to work somewhere else within the business. And of course, I said yes because I needed a job. And then they're like,
yeah, we don't want you to work with your sister. I think you all would argue.
Little do I know, I just told him 5,000 times that we have a great relationship. Later, I realized why they said no. But back to the interview. As I'm walking out of the interview, they're all super excited and said I did a wonderful job and that they'll keep in contact. I take 5 steps out of that business. I haven't even got to my car. And they call me.
Hey, we'd like to offer you the position. Would you like to come back in and sign some paperwork?
What? That soon? Pretty desperate. So I'm like, sweet, awesome. Once they're on the phone with me telling me that I got this job, they ask me if I can start today. If you would like me to, I guess I could. I am free. I was job searching just 5 seconds ago. It's a sandwich joint called Rock, Chop, and Roll. Why? What kind of name is that? After I went home to change and came back, I asked where my supervisor was and how I could meet the team. They then tell me I'm the only employee. This entire new restaurant, I did everything. I cleaned, I cooked, I did everything.
Too many things happening.
Besides my manager who did paperwork and did another job on the side. They then asked me if I could do 65 hours a week. I am in college.
I know it's the thought that counts. But what the hell were you thinking?
I then told them I could only do 25 to 30 hours with my schedule. And they said,
I guess we'll take you.
I'm your only employee. What are you going to do? My manager was grouchy all the time. She sounded like Miss Val from the Jimmy Neutron show.
No, Carl, Jimmy!
Not only was I the only employee of this restaurant, but guess what else happened? There was nothing ready. They didn't even have a sign on the door yet that said what the restaurant was. Rock, Chop, and Roll. They didn't have utensils. They didn't have food. They didn't even have a refrigerator. They said,
yeah, we're just going to pull some stuff from the other fridge from the other restaurant and kind of move it on over.
Here's the kicker, though. I then asked Gloria, my new supervisor, when the store is opening. And she says, today! Today! In fact, we're opening in 2 hours.
You're stupid.
There were no sign on the door. There were no standards. There were no labels. There were chairs and tables. At least we got that going for us. Our food took an average of 15 to 20 minutes. Why, you might ask? Because that was the process Gloria wanted. I spent most of my time waiting for the toaster oven to get done with the person's sandwich. Oh yes, I didn't have enough responsibility, you say? I gained more. Whenever the sandwich shop was slow, I got to work in the other kitchen. The guys that worked in this kitchen were horrible. They would never use gloves and never wash their hands. One time, this guy had a big snot bubble in his nose and just went in the walk-in refrigerator and just laughs. After 2 months, I could not take that job any longer.
Well, this is great. I'm heading home so as not to have to be here anymore.
I later told Gloria and gave her my 2 weeks, and she said,
well, what am I gonna do now if you're gone?
I don't know, Gloria. Hire a staff! Ah, yes. The next story. I don't know if you've heard of the home improvement place called Menord's. However, I decided to apply there. After I interviewed pretty well, the supervisor said he would love me to work there. However, the checker position has already been filled just a few days ago, but they did have a position in the lumber and siding department. Since he told me I'd be trained about everything, I said, well, why not? The next day I come back to meet the HR and training director. And who is that director? I grew up with this person. She was like a sister to me at the time. She's even in our home videos at our house. We'll call this girl Ginger because she has red hair. The moment I saw her, I knew her. I said, wow, small world, this is crazy. After we reminisce a little bit about the past and get started on the first day of training, I do the company videos and learn about the history of the company. The first day was a success. Although it was a little boring, it definitely got the job done and I was ready to actually train. I come back the next day and try to find Ginger, but Ginger is nowhere to be found. Where are you, Ginger?
I don't see her. I don't see her anywhere.
I then ask any other supervisor if they know where Ginger is. All their answers were no. I finally found the GM who hired me and asked him where Ginger is. And he responds,
Yeah, Ginger no longer works here.
what? Then how am I gonna train? He then sets me up with a guy in that department who thinks would be worthy of training me. That sounds like a good deal, right? I can still learn. After the GM walks away, the guy that's supposed to train me just says, clock in, you'll figure it out. Clock in, you'll figure it out. I don't know smack about this stuff. So I clock in and I spend the rest of the day and the rest of the week and the rest of the month completely BSing everything. I'm really good at talking to people and it has its downfalls. I was good at lying and completely pulling things out of my butt.
Lie, 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 lie.
I remember this one time this guy came up to me and he was like, all right, here's the deal. I got a project that I'm working on. I need a type of cement, but this cement can't be overseas. It's got to be American made. It's got to be from down the road. It can't be organic. It can't be free range. You know what type of cement will be the best thing for my situation? Because I got a team of guys that I'm working on trying to get 50 of these. Ah, yes. My team experiences this as well, sir. We'll get you taken care of. I'll take you over to the cements. Now, these cements are made in America, and this is going to range from low quality to high quality depending on what you'd like to spend. I suggest this one right here. It tends to be the best bang for your buck, and boy does it fly off the shelf. I pulled everything out of my rear, and I'm good at it too, but it really hurt inside because I realized I didn't know anything. I didn't even know a password to open up a computer. I would ask this man, he would leave. I'd ask this man, he wouldn't show me. I was never able to train. I would beg my supervisor, and he would say, you'll figure it out. I'm ruining guest experiences, I guarantee it. They're gonna get home and realize that I sold them some flour kit that you're trying to use to fix your shelves.
He's an idiot. Parents are probably idiots too.
I had people ask my opinion on what siding for my house do I like. I don't even know, but I made something up. I couldn't take going into work and having no motivation or no knowledge about anything there. I ended up having to leave. I was just wasting company time and money, and I couldn't take it anymore.
Never see this face again.
The moral of the story, if you work in a place and they have all of these red flags and you've given it your all and tried and you put forth effort and it just isn't working out, sometimes leaving is the best thing for the company and for you. Oh yeah, and by the way, the rock, chop, and roll, it doesn't exist anymore. Thanks guys for listening to my work stories. Also, make sure to check out another one of my videos, hit that notification bell, and subscribe, baby. See ya!